Have you ever been to a baseball game and you see the pitcher throw the ball at significantly different speeds? The reason for this is because the pitchers grip the ball differently and they make different motions with their arms, creating the difference in velocity. If you're playing baseball or you're helping out a friend, this presentation will provide the basics of throwing the ball at different speeds and angles. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to throw different pitches. First, you will need these two materials to pitch, a ball and a glove. That's it. After getting these two things, follow these steps while throwing a baseball. The first pitch I'm going to describe is the fastball. The fastball can be held in two different ways: a two-seam, which is two fingers, the middle and the index on two seams, or the four-seam, where you place the middle and index across one seam and you see four seams as it's going to the plate. So when you get your grip, I'm going to throw a two-seam today. You hold the ball in the glove and you break with the thumbs down. As you break, you want to hold the ball loosely in your throwing hand. You make a full circle with the ball away from the body. When the ball gets up to the peak, you want to turn your hand slightly over and then you rotate going forward. As you finish, you want to finish with two fingers and you flick your wrist as you go to the plate. That is how you throw a fastball. The fastball is known to be the fastest pitch in baseball. The next pitch is the changeup. The changeup is similar to the fastball, but it is a little bit slower and you do a little bit something different with your foot. So the grip for a changeup, you hold the ball deeper into your hand and you create a cupping with your index and your thumb. So when you get the grip and you have the ball in your glove, you're going to begin with the same steps as the fastball. You break with your thumbs down, you hold the ball loosely after the break, and as you break, you want to make the full circle with the ball away from the body. As you get to the peak, you want to turn your hand at the peak and begin to go forward, and as you release, you want your back foot, your throwing foot, to drag, and that will cause the decrease in velocity. And when you drag that toe going home, you finish with two fingers and a flick of the wrist, just as the fastball. These two pitches don't cause any harm on the pitcher's arm. The next pitch I'm going to describe is the curveball. The curveball is known for a break from side to side and down. There's a couple ways you can grip a curveball, but the most common one is you have your middle and index together and you have your thumb on the other side, and your middle and index are on one seam. So you begin with the same process as the fastball and the changeup. You break your hands down, and when you break, you want to hold the ball loosely. When you hold the ball loosely, you want to make the full circle again, but when you get to the top, instead of just turning your hand, you turn your whole forearm and you begin to throw the ball with like a football. And when you throw the ball like a football, you go home towards the plate. And when you go home, instead of just a flick of the wrist, it's a twist of the wrist. And that twist causes more movement from side to side and up and down. So a next pitch that is similar to a curveball and a changeup in speed is the slider. On the slider grip, you hold it slightly off center and you have the pressure in the middle fingers. The middle finger here is right on top of that seam, and the index finger is right next to it, and the thumb is under the ball. So you get your grip, hold it in the glove, and then you begin to break with your thumbs down. You hold the ball loosely again, and when you get to the top, you make a full circle with the ball away from the body, and when you get to the peak, you do the same thing as you did with the fastball and the changeup. You just turn the hand, and when you turn the hand, you make move to the plate with a slight twist, but mostly just a flick. And when the flick goes, you want to put as much pressure as possible on that middle finger, and that middle finger helps create the movement. So today we have learned how to throw different pitches during baseball. The next time you step up on the mound, you'll have all you need to get the hitter off balance, and you'll be able to strike him out. With these steps, you'll be a more successful pitcher.